Greetings and salutations, how's everybody doing? So, today's film that we're going to be spotlighting, or, me discussing, is I don't know, okay, today we're discussing the film Spell. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Spell. So, the film was directed by Kurt Tondra. Is an American thriller It's an American thriller film, starring Omari Hardwick and Loretta Devine. Omari Hardwick plays Marquis, Loretta Devine plays Miss Eloise, John Beloise plays as Earl, Lorraine Burroughs as Vora Woods, Hannah Goneril as Samsara Woods, Khalif Burton as Tyden Woods, and Tamishu Masha as Sheriff. I probably butchered that to heck. And Steve well, my goodness, that's this tongue twister. It's Mulu as Lewis. Yeah, I like to use my laptop so then I don't forget who was who in the cast, and I just don't go and say like, well, this guy did good, and then I go blank. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about Spell. So the plot of the film is, a family man by the name of Marcus is, going to see his father, who has recently passed away, who he's estranged from, and he gets he and his wife and kids to go on a trip, and they end up getting into a plane crash, stuck in the Appalachian Mountains. And the kind but unsure Miss Eloise has plans for him. And if I could describe this film in a couple ways, I describe it as Get Out meets Misery, combined with, what was that film? Oh yeah, the not Hills Have Eyes. Yeah, not Hills Have Eyes. I'd say yeah. Well, not really. I mean, the reason I say all those things because it has a bit of smart, not really, yeah, kind of commentary with ideas that Jordan Peele would have done, but not done as well. Has a bit of misery thrown in, and the reason why I say The Hills Have Eyes is because of there's like some ideas of like, say, like backwards, not really backwards, but just like, say, people in the South and all that, and it's weird, but there's some aspects of the film where I just think, okay, this is doing good. Like, the beginning of the film is well written. However, at a certain point, it just goes, you start to just think like, okay, you realize, like, say, okay, it's going to this point, where you know what's exactly going to happen. At a certain point, you think, okay, I know it's going to happen, so let's just get to this point. So if you want me to just get into my total thoughts, I think the film is alright. However, the film can be kind of predictable, especially unless you haven't seen a ton of films, I guess. Fortunately, some moments of the gore and also its kills. I mean, the kills in the film are satisfying. The amounts of the bloody moments, they can be kind of like, just like, say, can't watch. But I'd say it also depends on what you can take as a viewer. So spoilers, I'm going to be talking to spoilers right now. So overall, I think the film is alright. The lighting in the film is alright. The characters are well written, I'd say. The actors are doing really good with what they're given. I just got to say the film starts to fall off in the middle of the film, and it has trouble getting back to ending. The ending is, I think, okay, good. It's just the middle part where it's just deciding to go, like, say, we're gonna do this, and then say, no, we're not gonna do that. And so let's just get straight into spoilers. I will say that I liked it for most of it is its gore aspects. However, I just thought, like, say, oh, we got another film talking about this stuff and how everyone's, you know, not smart. And I gotta say, I love the set designs. I liked all the set decorations and all that. The lighting was alright. It was looked like it was mostly natural lighting. It seemed like. And also one thing I also thought was, I thought the house that's in the film, it reminded me of something like you would have seen in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But there was some moments where I just felt like, can't watch. Nope, you're not gonna get me to watch it. Or I just felt like, nope, I'm not watching this part because I felt like, this is making me cringe. Not like just mostly just in the aspect of like, felt like this is too much for me. Like there's a sequence where Miss Eloise, she is a hoodoo doctor, I guess, as one would say. Basically, she does magic. She makes a hoodoo doll of Marquis because she just realized, they say, I don't like the way you take the Lord's name, and we don't like hospitals, so we're just gonna do our own version of fixing the body by doing magic. There's a sequence in this film where Marcus is getting up on the roof because he's trying to escape. Then he sees Miss Eloise, her husband, and a bunch of other people talk about the blood moon and doing a bunch of like basically rituals. There's a sequence where where a woman has not been able to talk for years. One thing they do is they cut a cat's tongue off. I mean, they don't show that stuff. I'm just glad they didn't, because of like, I don't like that kind of, I don't like that kind of stuff. So there's a sequence where they cut a cat's tongue off, and then they use some kind of the embodiment of the cat's tongue, put it on the hoodoo doll, and then suddenly the woman can talk. There is a sequence where a man has been blind, has no eyes. So what she does is she takes the eyes off a goat, puts it on actually she takes the eyes of the cat, puts it on the doll, then she puts a goat's eyes on the man, and suddenly he can go and say, Tantalus, what do you see? He goes, I see the man up there. And yeah. So I mean, like, the hoodoo magic part of it is kind of interesting. The like, say, Loretta, Devine, she is having a ton of fun in this movie. There's a sequence where there's a talking crow. I've never thought I would have to say that. A talking crow. Well, mostly it's because I don't think I've ever seen a crow talk. And then, like, Marcus is basically trying to get the bird to shut up. And he just shut the F up. And then, Miss Lily's just like, say, what are you talking, where's that bird? And he's just like, and then the bird tells her, and she said, oh! They say, like, where did you hear that? Where did you hear that? Well, we're gonna put a stop to that? And I'm gonna say, so yeah, there's some moments where it's like, okay, yeah, this is funny, and sometimes I'm having fun with it. The whole ending where Marcus gets his revenge by making his own hoodoo doll of Miss Eloise, and decides to he throws the doll in the air, uses a sledgehammer, hits it like it's a baseball, and then she goes flying back and hits a pole. And then, yeah, he takes some salt, I think salt, and then puts it around the door, which basically locks her in. And then he lets her burn in the her little barn. Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah. So overall, I mean, I feel like this film has its moments of gratuity and violence, and also a bit of just like, what the actual heck? I'm just saying, like, why is that? And there's also moments where you just think like, and but overall, the film is. There's also moments where, like, during the sequence when he's seeing the ceremonies of Miss Eloise doing her magic and whatever. Like when he's up on the roofs of the tin roofs of the houses. That's when, I mean, the lighting is alright, but it looks like it's mostly shot or from the lightning, lit from lightning, but it's probably just a probably like a night, like some lighting from a I don't know. I mean, it looks nice, but at the same time, I'm also just saying, like, say, I wish I could see more tear on his face. I mean, you can see the tear on his face from the light it's shining in on him when he's looking down. And so I'm gonna. Can I recommend this film? Actually, I kind of can. It's not that great, but it is, in a way, kind of enjoyable. It has some ideas that are kind of cool, but it's nothing to write home about. Some of these ideas we probably would have, like the hoodoo magic, it's pretty cool to see. But at the same time, it also goes back to certain things, like, say, like a man that's being held captive by a crazy lady, and also ideas of, like, say, trying to use him as a, for nefarious purposes. Oh, and there's a sequence where the Marcus, he basically, there's a sequence where I thought, like, I can't watch. Like, he hurts his foot, so that's also, kind of an idea lifted from Misery, the film. But instead of, hobbling, there's a giant, like, sort of nail or something that's in his foot. He has to pull it out. And then later in the film, he has to push it back in so that Miss Eloise does not recognize, like, say, hey, he took it out. And at the same time, I felt like, I cannot watch. This is too far for me. And, yeah, I've watched all the Saw movies. And also, I've seen a lot of horror films that have a lot of gore. Yeah. But again, I feel like a lot of people have seen a lot of horror films that have moments of gratuitous violence. But, I mean, yeah, there's moments for this film where it made me cringe and feel like, nope, not looking. Well, I just don't like seeing, moments where people have to do stuff like that. But overall, I kind of feel like the film's not bad. It's not the middle of the film is not that great, well written. It's kind of, like, predictable. But as a horror film you can see currently in theaters, it's alright. I haven't seen Come Play yet, but who knows, maybe that one's good as well. Oh, and coming soon, I will also be discussing the film Let Him Go, starring Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. So look out for that. I'll see you later. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.